Okay, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great morning thus far. My name is Maxwell Levine. I'm the account manager for JoVE for Drexel University and Drexel Libraries. Today, Drexel's customer success specialist, Harini, will be providing the presentation virtually. I just want to let everyone know that we are recording the demonstration today. Drexel's providing a recording and Harini's recording as well. So we'll make sure to provide this recording to everyone. So for today, we're going to take the next 45 minutes to an hour to demonstrate JoVE and all of the video collections that Drexel currently subscribes to. All of the science-related topics, the specific JoVE core functionality, also access to JoVE science education videos, and also the JoVE lab manuals. Throughout the day, Harini is also going to go over the recent ADA compliance capabilities that we've included for all of our videos. Um, Currently, right now, we are in communication with members of Drexel University at the library to help faculty also access the research videos of JoVE. Harini is going to show you that JoVE is broken up into three main categories: research, education, and business. And as of right now, Drexel has access to all of the education videos, again, which Hermie will show today. And one of my end in mind I'd like to get at this meeting today, again, which Harini will elaborate on, is gauging interest in research. This summer, I've spoken to many of the faculty. I actually recognize some names here of people who were very excited and found that lots of the joke journals, the video-based journals, and research content would be very, very, very helpful in your research and for a lot of people with your instruction as well. So today we're going to go over a quick demonstration, some of the basics, the go-tos to the video collections and bundles that Drexel currently subscribes to, the ADA compliance capabilities, and then going into some of the research video collections that Drexel could have access to within the next couple semesters. And okay, so without any further ado, I'll pass it over to Harini.
Thank you so much, Max. Hey everybody. So like Max mentioned, I was your customer success specialist, but I will be leading the call today and I will be presenting to you. And I think you're all transitioning from Blackboard to Ultra. I'm sorry, Blackboard Ultra to Canvas. So I will also be walking you through how you can adopt these resources into your Canvas LMS pages and how you can seamlessly have these resources into your course pages without altering any of your current teaching methods. So if you have any questions like Max mentioned, please put it in the chat or feel free to speak up. And Max, I would defer to you to stop me right there if they have any questions that I would need to address. Without further delay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Can you all see my screen? I've put together a simple presentation. Following that, I would be great. Thank you so much. Do I pronounce Professor McMahon? Is that right? Yeah, I can see you on our screen. Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's get started. So a few words about JoVE. So we are Word's leading video-based platform. So we started off as a journal alone who publishes research articles. Basically, we would publish video journals, but then we further moved on to also providing video resources for educational courses. And we are collaborating with a lot of top institutions, and we release around 25,000 plus peer-reviewed articles, and all of the education researches, the videos that we provide are all reviewed by peer experts, so they're completely reliable, and the facts are also reviewed and cross-checked. And the advantages of using JoVE in education is that you can assign these videos, and we also have some pre-built quizzes. You can assign these to students before they walk into the class, and this is gonna enable them to be more prepared for the topics that you're going to cover in a class. And also, when you assign pre-class assessments to them, they also get to have a deeper knowledge of the topic that you're going to cover, and this helps build student engagement. And in the case study, we have also realized that 85% of the students prefer JoVE videos over the traditional textbook teaching. So this is where JoVE comes into play. And some of the features that JoVE exhibits is that all of the animated videos that we have for the foundational courses, they're at the max 3 minutes long. So they're almost 1 to 3 minutes long. And as I said, they're all reviewed by PhD level experts, and these are easily embeddable into your LMS platform. So be it Blackboard Ultra, even previously, you would have been able to embed these video resources into your LMS. And now when you're transitioning to Canvas, it is still seamlessly integratable into your Canvas LMS pages. And we also have some pre-built quiz questions, which I will also be walking you through today. And one feature that a lot of faculty really love is the multilingual support that we provide. So if your class has like a diverse student background who come from different language backgrounds, it would really be helpful for the students because they will be able to watch the video in the regional languages audio and with the subtitles. And as I said, JoVE is a few steps ahead, and our videos are already ADA compliant, so you can rest assured about that. All of the videos that you have in JoVE, they come with accessibility support, and when you integrate these resources into your Canvas course pages, these accessibility features also get carried over there. So it's basically so the students basically need not navigate to JoVE to the JoVE platform just to access those accessibility support features. It will be right there inside of Canvas where you will be setting up your courses. Moving forward, so as Max mentioned, so with the subscription that Drexel University provides, you have access to all of these, all to the videos of all of these subjects. So starting from STEM subjects like biology, chemistry, anatomy and physiology to engineering topics and mathematics, psychology, nursing, you have access to all of these videos. I will also be showing you the videos in today's session. So if anybody has a preference and if you would like to explore a particular video, feel free to raise your hands or just drop in the chat box and I will walk you through that video as well. So let me navigate to our JoVE platform. So the first step to accessing JoVE videos would be to create an account for yourself. So the JoVE homepage's link is simple. It is jove.com. So you would need to navigate to the JoVE homepage. So if anybody is doing along with me, feel free to stop me or let me know if I should go a tad bit slower if you're doing the navigations along with me. So the first step would be to navigate to the JoVE homepage. And on the right-hand top corner, you have the sign in button right there. So once you click on that, you will be directed to this page. And from there, you will need to click on create a new account that you find right there. So do we have any JoVE users, people who already use JoVE, or is everybody here like first time JoVE user? Do we have anybody who already uses JoVE? Okay, I see some no so far, so I'm gonna understand that you're all first-time users. So you will need to add your institutional email address, your Drexel University's email address in here, and then you would see that this tab gets highlighted. So you can click on Create Account from there. And then you will have a verification email being prompted to your institutional email box. So once you check that, you will again be directed to the JoVE website where you would have a form to fill in your personal details that says that will ask for your first name, last name, the institution that you're from, and your role. So basically, professors would either lecturer or assistant professor. So once you provide that information and submit, you will be good to go. You will have your own JoVE account. So we suggest that you use your Drexel account's email address so that you have access to all of the content that Drexel provides access to you for. So once you log in, you will be in the JoVE homepage. So right here we have the Education tab, the JoVE Education tab that provides access to all of these subjects. So for example, I'm going to navigate to biology right here. So these are basically individual videos. So the JoVE, so we have three products mentioned right here. So one is the JoVE Core Biology, the next is JoVE Education, and next is the lab manual. So JoVE Core videos are typically 1 to 3 minutes long, and they're all animated videos, and they basically cover all foundational chapters. So if so for undergraduate courses where you want to cover basic topics, or even for postgraduate courses where you want to give like a refresher of some basic topics, you will be these videos will be really helpful. And next we have the JoVE Science Education. So these are a tad bit longer, so they're around 10 to 12 minutes long, and they are instructional videos. So they basically cover the how to's to carry out a procedure. So, for example, we have genetic engineering of model organisms right here. And you would see that in these videos, we have a little bit of animation and also some live illustrations of how to carry out procedures. So that is JoVE Science Education for you. And next we have the lab manual. So currently we have lab manuals for biology and chemistry. So in each video in the lab manual, we have 3 sections. So one would be, so you will be able to see that on top right here. So one would be the concept video. So one would be the concept video that covers what concept is being covered in that particular experiment. The next is the instructor prep. This is basically for either the teaching assistant or the faculty who's going to prepare for the lab session. And the next is for the students. It's the student protocol. It's basically for the students to come prepared to that particular lab session. So basically, when you assign these videos to a student before they walk into the lab, they can take a look at these videos, and they will definitely be a lot more confident walking into that lab, knowing what they're going to do and what concept they're basically going to learn in that particular lab session. Do we have any questions so far?
Yeah, we had a question in the chat. Is there an issue if someone creates an account with an address other than their Drexel address? Can that be done?
Okay, so yes, they can create an account for themselves, but the thing is they will not be able to access all of the videos that we will be providing to the faculty of Drexel University. So right now you have access to all, like I said, you have access to all of these videos. So you have access to all of these disciplines, but when they create an account with their personal email address or an email address that is not provided to them by Drexel, they might not be able to access these, and they would have to request for a trial. So that is why we suggest that they open an account in JoVE with their Drexel University's email address.
And just to be clear, everyone understands that we recommend single sign-on, not to create a separate account.
There is a follow-up to that first question. So if someone previously created an account with an address not their Drexel address, can they
Yes.
merge the accounts?
Okay, they can let us know. So once they create an account with the Drexel University, they can email either me, Max, or their current CSS, Caesar, and we will be able to do it from our end. We will be able to merge it from the backend, and then we will let you know, and then you will be good to use the new account that they created with their Drexel University email address.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. So in the videos, as I mentioned, so we have the speed adjustment button right here. So if the students want to watch the video a bit fast, or they want to slow down the video to take down any notes, they will be able to access this feature even from inside of Canvas. And right next to that, we have like a caption icon. I'm gonna navigate to the core videos. So the lab manual has the feature to change the subtitle language, but the core videos have the feature to also change the audio language. So that is why I have navigated to the core videos now. So
the periodic table.
Right here, you have the captions icon. So I'm going to click on it, and you will find that we have around 14 languages listed in here. So the students will be able to change the audio and subtitle language for all of these videos. And right below that, we also have what we call the overview tab. So this would basically be a textual explanation of the concept that is being explained in the video. So this would really come in. Yes, Professor. McMahon, yes.
Hi, thank you so much. Quick question.
Yes.
Is this intuitive for students, or do we have to orient them to the fact that they can change the language? Is there any sort of video that explains to them how to use JoVE so that they know for accessibility and for multilingual purposes? Like, is there an
Yes.
asset
So
built in that you can direct them toward?
okay, so you would be able to let them. So we don't currently have like a text or a video that says how they can access this, but when you're embedding the videos, you can let them know that they will be able to change the language. So
100%, but I strongly recommend that JoVE consider creating an asset that orients students to how they can use this to its fullest potential, because otherwise lots of students, even if you point it out to them the first day, they don't really see it. And we as
right,
instructors might create our own little mini tutorial, but we wouldn't necessarily have the full impact. Like we wouldn't
right,
necessarily know all of the different options. So that's something for JoVE to
definitely,
consider.
definitely. Yes, we would take this feedback and we'll let the team know. Thank you so much.
I had a different
Oh,
question. I actually wanted previously when we were looking at the lab manual,
Yes, yes.
the lab manual assets, I just quickly to ask you, Harini, is there any sort of review process or like embedded self quiz or anything like that in the lab manuals, or the quizzes more in the foundational core videos?
Right. So if you take a look at, the tab right here, so every video, even in the lab manual, comes along with a quiz. So
Excellent,
we
thank
have,
you.
yes, you would also be able to integrate these into your Canvas course pages.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Of course, yes, thank you so much. So the overview tab, in case of subjects like, say, mathematics or physics, where we have theorems and formulae, this would really come in handy. So it's gonna let the students take notes of keywords and also note on the formulae, etc. So this would also get carried over to your Canvas course pages.
The periodic table is a common reference in
So
chemistry where all known elements are arranged.
I'm gonna navigate back to the education now.
we just had another quick question. Um,
Yes,
the question is, can we export the videos into Kaltura so we can add our own video quizzes associated with these videos? If so, can we hide the quiz element of the video if we don't want students to take it?
okay, so we have a feature. So we can't really export the videos, but we have a feature that would be very close to what they're requesting. So let me quickly go to the quizzes tab that we have right here. So I'm gonna just click on a random quiz we have and just show what I meant by we can have something close to what they asked for. So I'm inside of the quiz right now, the quiz that is for lab techniques. I'm gonna click on edit this quiz. So each quiz comes along with a video. So you can basically go to the quiz of the particular video that you want to add your questions for. And from here, you have the questions listed right in there. I'm sorry. You have the questions listed right below that. So you will see that you have the text fields, and these text fields are completely editable. So you can click on these text fields and you can edit the questions. And right now, the pre-built questions that we have are all either single correct answer or multiple correct answer. But you will also see that you have additional question types listed right here, and you can add your own questions for these question types. So I think the closest that we could do for the feature that was requested for is to keep this particular video, and you can edit the questions that you have below them. You can also remove a question that you don't really want to have inside of the quiz. You can either click the trash bin icon that you see right there, or the X that you see to your left. So you have the questions also show up to your left-hand side. So you also have an X icon on the question. So you can either click on that or remove a question by clicking on the trash bin icon that you see right there. So I hope that answers their questions. So Now that you're in the quiz page, let me also explain that. So you can either add your own question or say this is about lab techniques. And if you want to add something more related to labs, you can also combine multiple quizzes to make like a longer quiz. I think we have around 15 questions right now. But if you want to make the quiz like a 30 questions quiz, you can click on the tab that you see right here that says choose from the quiz library. And you can search for a quiz related to the topic that you're looking for. So I'm just going to deselect this. Okay. So I have something related to scientific measurement and lab skills listed right here. So I'm going to check that box, and then you will see that the questions and the corresponding video shows up on the right hand side. So this will basically enable you to review the questions that you're going to add. So right now you will see that this has 15 questions. So you can either add all of the 15 questions, or you can choose the specific questions that you just want to add. So say, for example, if you want to add 10 questions from this and make it like a 25 questions quiz, you can deselect the questions that you don't want, and you can review that before you add it to the current quiz. And once you've done the changes that you need, you can click on Add to Quiz. And then you would see that you have both the quizzes merged. So the first set of lab techniques question is on the top, and you will see that the questions about scientific measurement and lab skills is at the bottom. And you have both set of questions right here, and you have one whole quiz that says lab techniques. Yes, Max.
Question from Yasin. Can you embed quizzes to Canvas?
Of course, yes. I'm going to walk you through that as well. Of course, yes. You can add both videos and quizzes to your Canvas course pages. I'm going to walk you through that as well. So one more point that I want to highlight is this is the reason why we recommend that you open an account for yourself inside of JoVE, because right now you can make any number of extensive edits that you want to do to this particular quiz, but this is not going to affect any of the quiz pre-built quizzes that we have in the library. So right now, say if I have combined two sets of quizzes and I've made them into a 30 questions quiz, and I'm going to give save right here. And you also have the feature that you can edit the title of the quiz. So say some faculty tend to teach, say, chapters 1 to 3 in week 1, and they want to hand out a quiz at the end of week 1. So they can basically rename this into quiz week 1 quiz, and this would contain questions for chapters 1, 2, and 3 of a topic that they're going to teach. You can also edit the duration that you want to assign for this quiz, and you can also limit the number of attempts you're going to attend. So we have the attempts limited to 1 to 3, and next we have unlimited. And you can also choose a start and end date for this quiz. And since we don't have an end date right here, you will see that this feature, this after quiz deadline is not highlighted, but if you uncheck it, that is also going to show up. So you can make all of these changes, and then when you give done, yes, Max.
And just another quick question. So with all of these great tools to customize quizzes, if a staff feels that a quiz that they've created is really good to use, are they able to share it with other colleagues?
So they want to share the quiz without any changes? Is that what you're asking, or they want to share it with their colleagues?
So they want to share the quiz that they've created, the customized quizzes, with other colleagues.
Yeah, so right. So they can edit this quiz. Like I said, they can even remove these questions and add their own questions. If they want to keep the video, they can do that. And they can keep minimum number of questions from JoVE and add their own questions, and then they will be able to save it and still be able to add it to their Canvas pages. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And real quick too, now do the quiz results get loaded into Canvas Gradebook?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. I was going to show this at a later point, but yes. So once the quizzes are loaded into your Canvas course pages, you would see them inside of assignments and the grades that you have. So once the students start taking up the quiz, you would see their grades show up in the grade book. So right now I have some unpublished quizzes, but once it's published, you would see it published with a green tag right here. So you would also see the student's name on the left-hand side and the corresponding grades for each of the quizzes that you have loaded into your Canvas. Does that answer the question?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, great. I'm gonna move forward. Please feel free to stop me if you have any questions. So I'm gonna go back. So I've explained the quizzes part that I was gonna cover. So next is the ADA compliance. So you will find that there's a blue stick figure icon to your left bottom of the JoVE homepage. So that is the ADA compliance, and we have these accessibility support features right there. So as I mentioned, this is gonna get carried over to your Canvas course pages with each video that you're gonna embed. So that the same blue stick figure icon is going to show up on each video and the quizzes that you're going to embed. So the students will have it right there. And Professor, I will take your feedback that, we need to have some pointers that point to these particular features, and I will let you know when we have them enabled for sure. So I'm going to move forward and just quickly give you a tour of the playlist options as well. So the playlist is basically, again, the same videos, but they're basically being put together as a collection of videos. So say, for example, I'm going to navigate to chemistry right here. So we have the chemical kinetics topic right here. So the entire chemical kinetics playlist that we have here is going to cover the entire topic. So rather than hunting for individual videos, if you want to add like a bulk of videos together that will cover a topic, you can directly add it from in here. So that is basically what playlists are. All right, so these are basically some exam preparation materials that we have. So we have preparation materials for MCAT and NCLEX as well. So if you have any students who are preparing for it, you can either add these to your Canvas course pages, or you can let the students know. Even the students will be able to access this. So they will just have to create an account with their Drexel email address, and they will also be able to access these videos from inside of JoVE. So next is the textbook playlist that we have, and this is a feature that a lot of faculty really love. So for example, I'm gonna filter for biology right here, and I'm gonna navigate to Campbell textbooks. So if we have a biology faculty here who uses Campbell textbook for their courses, so these are basically some popular textbooks that are frequently used across courses. So these videos are basically JoVE videos, but they have been curated such that they would correspond the topics that are being covered in that textbook. So instead of looking for different playlists or individual videos, if you find the textbook that you use in your course, you can directly integrate that textbook playlist into your Canvas course page, and you would be set for that particular semester. So you also have access to this with the subscription that Drexel has. So I wanted to let you know about that as well. And moving forward, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the research products as well before we move to Canvas integration. So in research,
sorry, Harini.
yes.
Sorry to interrupt. We have another question.
I've noticed I haven't been able to find the textbooks searching in our Primo instance, Dragon Search. And I wondered if it's possible to get a list of the textbooks so that we could somehow enhance records in our search interface.
All right.
To show that they're available through JoVE.
Yeah, definitely. Max, can you please make a note of that so we can share it to them later after this call?
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, one more question about this goes back to the quizzes. The faculty asks, can you set points for each quiz, including 0 points, if you'd like students to review without impacting the grade?
Yes. So when you're importing this into your Canvas, you would also be able to import it as an ungraded assignment. So we can do that with that. So a quick question do we have people from the library as well here?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, right. So I quickly wanted to check. So are we going to have LTI enabled for Drexel University, or is it going to be, so are we not going to have LTI enabled for Canvas?
We can at any time. That's what I do. So
I thought LTI was enabled. Do we have to do it separately
not
for
for
JoVE?
JoVE.
We have to do it separately for JoVE?
Right. Well, so with we just have it. So we were integrated with Blackboard, but now with the transfer over to Canvas,
Yes.
we'll need to do the LTI integrations through Canvas with JoVE.
Definitely.
So we can still integrate without LTI, but I just wanted to check because the process is slightly different for both of them. So I wanted to just check with you if we have LTI enabled, then I can show that process. If not, I can walk them through the other one.
We expect that we can.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, so these are video journals. So they basically are peer-reviewed video journals, and you have access to all of these disciplines. So again, just gonna open one of these videos. So these videos are shot from inside a lab, and you also have the feature where you can download the entire research paper from as a PDF right below the video. And you also have a feature where you can download the materials list. So say if you're going to carry out the exact same experiment and you want to know what reagents or equipment are being used, you can also access this feature and download the entire materials list. And right next to that, we also have a citation for each video journal that you're going to access. And you can also embed these videos into your Canvas course pages if you want to show your students any research paper that you want them to take a look at. So Max will walk you through how to gain access to these, but I want to show you what features we have available in the research videos. And again, right below that, we also have the transcript of each video. And we also have some insights on each research paper. So these features will be available in all of the subject research papers. And next, we have what we call the JoVE Encyclopedia of Experiments. So they basically start off with an animation that explains the concept that the research focuses on. So the concept is being explained as an animation. But following that, we have a live demonstration of the process.
Tube.
So following the animation videos, we have a live demonstration of that particular experiment and how it's being carried out in a lab setting. So each video in the Encyclopedia of Experiments is the same, and they will all have an animation that explains the concept, followed by a live demonstration. And next we have the JoVE Visualize. So this basically is this would map 39 million plus research papers to video protocols. So say if you're gonna explore research papers from say websites like PubMed, you will just need to add the name of the research paper, and you would find the exact video protocols being mapped to that research paper inside of JoVE Visualize. Do we have any questions about JoVE Research or JoVE Education or the quizzes that we just walked through?
There was one question in the chat which I answered, but just to reaffirm it that
Yes.
all of the summaries are written by authors, not artificial intelligence. Also just want to mention, which Harini also mentioned as well, but just that all of the JoVE journal videos are all peer reviewed
Yes.
and in-depth as well.
Of course. So we have like a very extensive review process. So we have a separate team called the content production team. So, and the review process is pretty extensive as well. So you can rely on these videos, and that is what makes JoVE stand apart. All right. So I'm quickly gonna dive into embedding these videos into your Canvas course pages. So I'm gonna walk you through how you can embed videos from JoVE into your Canvas through LTI. So I'm inside of a course that I have in my Canvas course page. So I have a course. So you would need to navigate to the course into which you want to add the JoVE content. So I'm going to navigate to that particular course. And say if you already have a module that says week 1, or if you diversify them based on chapters, you can navigate to that exact module into which you want to add each of these videos. So I'm just going to create a new module in my Canvas course page that says JoVE 2026. And right across that, you have a plus icon. So you would need to click on that. And so do we have anybody who's doing along with me? Or are you still transitioning to Canvas and your Canvas pages are not yet active? Okay, great. All right, so from here, I'm going to choose external tool. So this is being reflected as JoVE videos in mine because mine is not a faculty account, but in yours you would find it under the alphabet J as JoVE LTI tool or JoVE tool. So you will be able to find it under alphabet J. So you would need to click on that. And that is gonna prompt a pop-up tab that says Open JoVE LTI tool in new tab. So I'm gonna click on that. So I'm gonna navigate to JoVE from inside of my canvas. And this is basically a video that says how to use the LTI tool, so you can quickly acknowledge it. And then you can navigate to the video of your choice, a video playlist or quiz of your choice. What makes the LTI integration really seamless is that you can do it all at once. So say, for example, I'm going to navigate to chemistry from here. I'm going to go to core chemistry and say if I'm teaching something about the periodic elements, I'm going to choose so if you want to add individual videos, so say if you have a selection of videos, so if you want to only add periodic classification, ionic radii, electron affinity, these individual videos, you can just choose them. Or if you want to add the entire periodic properties of the elements chapter, you can click the plus icon that you see before add chapter. So you have the feature to choose the videos you want, or if you want to add the bulk videos, you can also make your choice. So for example, I've chosen 3 individual videos for now. And now since I want to add the entire chemical kinetics playlist, I'm going to navigate to playlists from here. And then I'm going to go to chemistry again from the playlists. And then I'm going to choose chemical kinetics. And I'm going to click the plus icon that you see before the title right here that says chemical kinetics. So you will see here on the top that the number is increasing each time I choose a new playlist or a video. So next I'm going to navigate to my quizzes. So from there, you can either choose a quiz from here, or since I've already edited my quiz, I'm going to choose week 1 quiz that we just added that has quizzes about the questions about lab techniques and scientific measurements and lab skills. So I'm going to choose the add quiz tab that you see at the end. So once I've chosen all of the content that I want to add, I'm going to click on view selected from the top. So this is basically like how you review a cart when you're doing online shopping. So right before checking out, you will take a look at everything that you've purchased or added to your order. So right now I have 3 individual videos that I chose from the periodic elements playlist. And then I have one entire playlist that has 12 videos that I've chosen. So this is going to get added as an entire playlist. And next we have the quiz that we chose. So I've reviewed all of them. So I'm gonna click on add your playlist now, add your LMS now, I'm sorry. And then you would see that you have all of them show up in your Canvas pages right there. So you have the individual 3 videos that we chose, the entire playlist, and the week 1 quiz right there. So I'm gonna open one of the videos and show how it looks. So as I said, the individual videos, they would again have
The electron.
they will have the subtitles, right? They will have the closed captions right there. And you again have a speed adjusting button. You have the captions, the multilingual audio and subtitles feature. And right below that, as I mentioned, you also have the overview tab.
And just for everyone knows, too, I just want to mention I'll be working with Dan to provide code for the LTI capabilities.
Okay. All right.
And as well, too, as well, I want to know, I'll also be providing a link for the LTI integrations. Will be a calendar link where anyone at any time could basically schedule like 15 minutes with
Yes.
Harini's colleague Cesar. And so in case too that you want the integration to be extremely customized, as Harini was showing, mix and match, choose, and even add customized quizzes. So that will be available throughout the entire call as
Absolutely.
well.
Yes. So if you need any personal assistance or you need particular, like tailored recommendations for your courses, you can let Caesar know and he will be able to take that up. So next, I'm going to show how the playlist looks. So I've added an entire playlist. So you will see that we have the paperclip icon for the videos and the paper and pencil icon for the quizzes. So I'm going to open one of the chemical kinetics playlists we have here. So this is how a playlist would show up in your Canvas course pages. So again, each video would have the same features that I already explained. And then the quizzes have some additional settings inside of Canvas. So as you can see, when you take this quiz, they will have the video show up first, and followed by the video, they will have the questions. And again, they will have the video for both the set of questions that we added. And when you go to edit assignment settings from here, so we have a description box here where you can add any additional instructions that you want the students to make note of when they're taking up the quiz. And you can also edit the points that you're assigning to the quiz. So if you want to make this an ungraded assignment, you can do that as well. And say if you're going to make this an ungraded assignment, you can just assign, instead of grades, you can make this just complete or incomplete. Or if you're going to assign grades anyway, you can decide whether you want that to be reflected as percentage points or CGPA. So you can also alter that. And these settings, we will already be doing that from inside of JoVE, so you can skip that. These are the settings that we would be, these are the only settings that we would be setting inside Canvas. So once that is done, you can click Save. And when you're ready to publish the quiz for the students, you can also click on Save and Publish. And there was also another collection that I wanted to show when we're inside of JoVE. So this is one of our recently launched collections. We call it the Information Literacy. And this basically covers how to do research publication for the students. So this would really be helpful for students who are preparing for their master thesis. This shows basically how to read research papers, how to do plagiarism checks, and how to cite articles, etc. So with your current subscription, you also have access to these videos. So if there's a faculty who's taking any classes on research thesis, or anybody who is teaching postgraduate courses and you need the students to take a look at this, you can also add these videos to your Canvas course pages and let the students know that they also have this for reference.
If we skip the due date, will the
Yes.
JoVE quiz still show up in the syllabus?
Oh, yes, it will still show up. So even if they don't have a due date, if it's going to be like no end date and time, it will still show up in their assignments.
Excellent presentation. Thank you so much. I learned so much, but I have 3 questions.
Yes.
One is, you mentioned first JoVE education, but you also talked about JoVE research. So
Yes.
does that mean that we have access to both or just the education?
I'm really happy you brought that up. Here, so let's hear your other 2 questions, and then I'll answer the first one.
Okay. I'm glad that you have all these information literacy related modules here. That is fantastic. It's great help. But I'm also interested in knowing if you have created library guides on your website where faculty and students can learn on their own. It's kind of experiential learning that we have. And as a result, like little questions, FAQ-based tutorials that I think, because we have so much content here, that I think it will be grateful to have this kind of video tutorials, all library guides. That was my second question. And the third question, if any of our faculty members or researchers are interested in publishing their own article in JoVE, can they do it, or what are the steps involved with that?
Wonderful. And Harini, feel free to add on to answer the question. So the second one, the student tutorial, we had a similar question in the start. Absolutely. This is something we're going to be working on. We'll have quick, the core to JoVE is JoVE Core, these 90-second engaging videos of, scientific concepts and things like that. So yeah, we definitely have the capability to produce something similar for user friendliness and access and the help navigation. So that is something that we'll definitely be able to look into, and something we can produce. And as well, to everyone listening, that's another advantage about partnering with JoVE. All of these ideas, all of these questions, and any methods or processes that you think would enhance your usage and your faculty's usage, student usage, research usage, all of these little tools, please always let me know, or relay it to Dan, Jay, or Aaron, and they'll let me know. These are something that we can produce quickly and provide that'll make it a better experience. Harini, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
No, you've covered it.
Okay, cool, excellent. Third, publication. Yes, absolutely. So we've really encouraged that our users, reach out to publish in JoVE. As I mentioned before, under the research, the JoVE journals, they're peer reviewed and edited. When Harini was showing JoVE Visualize, we are able to align JoVE journals and JoVE content with PubMed and other index journals as well. So yeah, at the very bottom, I believe there's a link for people to submit. We have a whole team dedicated for people to publish in JoVE. So that is a possibility if you'd like to do that. Now going back to Jay's first question, which I'm very excited to talk about. So correct. So research. This is such a great resource in JoVE. There's so many helpful ways to help decrease reproducibility and help people in their research that we'd really like to provide access this fall for research. So what I'm going to be doing is at the end of this presentation, I'll be sending our recording, and I think also be getting a recording from Drexel Library Communications, but I'll be sending the recording of this presentation, a calendar link that I mentioned of Cesar, who is your customer success specialist. This calendar link will give you the ability to schedule 10-15 minutes if you'd like a customized LTI integration into Canvas. And not just that, by the way. If you want to utilize, if you want to build just customized playlists, if there's everything at all within JoVE that you might need assistance with, even scientific content based and assistance, you can use that link to schedule those 15 minutes for the integration or anything customized, linking to your course syllabus, whatever it might be. I just wanted to mention too, and I know Harini mentioned this in her presentation, but I just kind of want to emphasize it. At the very top where it says Ask JoVE, this is always such a great tool. We went through a lot of information today, and as everybody mentioned, and from this presentation, the necessity to kind of build these instructional videos for students or faculty to revisit a lot of these tools. Going to Ask JoVE is one of the best tools to use in JoVE. You can ask it to create a playlist. You can ask for specific videos, in vivo related research, animal testing, whatever it is. It is artificial intelligence used within JoVE, but there's no modeling language, right? It doesn't train itself based on the things that you're saying. So I guess people could argue if it's truly AI or not. But it's a very, very it's a great tool, a very sophisticated search engine at least, to help you building customized things in tools, quizzes, looking for anything within JoVE, kind of as a first landing page and go. And then from there, it's very useful to kind of build and go through a lot of the information that you're looking for.
Just to
Sure.
tack on to something you said, since 2008, we have a record of 38 publications by Drexel people in JoVE.
Oh,
That doesn't mean that that's all of
Wow.
them, but that's what we have since 2008.
And I just wanted to
Yes.
say, piggybacking off of that, that we have a faculty member in chat who wants to talk about the costs for publication, which I did find a website regarding that, and they are quite high. So I am just gonna post that in the chat for transparency. And another person is asking about the adding videos to the education library. and that's all they say. What about adding videos to the education library?
So when videos are added to the education library, whether it be a JoVE core, a lab manual, or the science education videos, which are kind of like junior journals in a sense, it goes through, a very specific vetting process and, communication through thousands of labs across the world before inputting into JoVE. But, similar to publishing through the journal, we've had many publishers, people who have worked through JoVE, maybe one of the 38 from Drexel since 2008, never know. That's brought up great research topics or information that have spawned into ideas of, oh wow, this would be a great 90-second animated engaging video for JoVE 4. What this professor has published for us in the journals. This is something that's most likely going to be used as something that's conceptual or great background content knowledge before a class begins. So, there's always an open line of communication, because similar to, hearing everyone and providing these suggestions and ideas to make JoVE as user-friendly as possible on a logistical standpoint, content-wise as well. So, if there is, you're looking at JoVE core, you're saying, wow, biochemistry, there was a 90-second animated video based on the scientific concept, that's definitely something that we would love to hear and help provide if it's with it.
I'm looking at that. I've been going through the videos. Very impressive set, but occasionally you end up with things that are fundamental and missing, such as in stat, there's no planned comparisons, and you would expect to see something like that. But the bigger thing is, as many of my colleagues know, I'm a chronobiologist. I study biological rhythms, which are fundamental to living systems. If you don't have rhythms, you don't have life. But there's nothing there specifically on chronobiology. And that is a serious, in my opinion, flaw in that it gives the impression that the rhythms are not important. And I can certainly tell you, if your heart starts having a rhythm, it's important.
I know, I have an artificial aortic valve. I know all about that.
I have 3 stents, so I understand that perfectly well.
Yeah.
But at multiple levels, from neural oscillations to circadian rhythms to seasonal variation, this is an essential life characteristic. And failure to understand that life characteristic costs people their lives.
Sure.
And it seems to me that that should be part of the library. And the question is, how does one propose putting something like that together?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the same way of publishing, that is definitely a pathway to getting the content that you would like to see within JoVE. You'll have my contact information. You can always reach out to me as the account manager. You'll have Cesar's information as well, for anything like that. So yeah, we could if there is such gaps like you mentioned. Okay, so you'll see here we do have some videos that do involve that. So, and this is a great example too, as I mentioned before, when I started wrapping up, was that Ask JoVE functionality. That's always such a great tool if they're, especially when we're talking about these very significant concepts based on your specific study. Just putting in the circadian rhythm or anything else, you'll find tons of the resources that may have been more difficult to find through the other search. Yes, Jay?
Can I add something?
Sure.
Well, Don has written so many books on this particular area. I have known him for many, many years. He's in biomedical engineering also. So I think this particular area definitely is lacking, and somehow we should be able to add some videos. Maybe there are some students within at Drexel who would be interested in working with faculty members like Don to come up with something like this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean that is a great idea. And I think being able to, well, so first I want to see, Don, do any of the videos that I'm just kind of curious, for my own benefit as well, when putting in the circadian rhythm, was that helpful with at least some content?
Well, it certainly is. It's a matter of understanding rhythms as a principle
Mhm.
rather than as an adjunct to something else.
Right.
Okay.
So
Got it.
what we have, as far as I can tell now we're talking about 30 seconds of scanning
Yeah.
the search function. So I don't want to be definitive about this, but it looks very similar to what I've been arguing for like the last 40 years, that yes, you can acknowledge that things have rhythms, and then you just go off and say, yep, they have rhythms, and they go off to something else. What I'm saying is that rhythms are so fundamental that they deserve their own chapter. There are elements to rhythms that need to be studied as elements to rhythms, not as an adjunct to something else. And that until we do that, we're not going to really apply what is
Yeah.
known in the field to public health and medicine and nursing, and for that matter, education, industry, and everything else. And it seems to me that JoVE has an opportunity here
Yeah. Yes.
to not just to do what everybody agrees needs to be done in a traditional way, but to step out and do something important that goes beyond that traditional view.
Sure. Absolutely. And one
Max, if it's
thing,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a thought here. So, sir, thank you so much for addressing that, and I really appreciate it. And our library is always expanding, and we also have a content production team, as I mentioned. So, if you could, it would be really very kind of you and really helpful to us if you could just share the topics that you were mentioning is lacking in the JoVE library right now. And you can mention it in a mail to me or Max or even Caesar, and you will let the content production team know, and they will definitely start working on that, and we can have that added to the library, because I do believe that it would really be helpful for medical students, students who are learning nursing or even basic biology. So we will let the content production team know, and they will start working on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes, of
and what I'll
course.
do too is provide we have these recommendation links. Sure, many
Yes,
people here have
yes.
submitted those as well. So Donald, and because I'm sure too, a lot of people in this meeting now are thinking of other things that are of importance as well that could be added, or just to mention other highlights about the website. But along with my follow up, I will have the calendar link for Caesar for those integrations, anything customization, the Google survey regarding when the best 30-day run would be for access to research, and that recommendation link. So in the recommendation link, and it's actually right there. All right, even there too, you can find it there as well, as Harini's showing. But yeah, your name, institution, and everything you just mentioned, Donald, or something similar. That'll get to the right people right away.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Sure. Oh, thank you. All right, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Harini.
All right, thanks,
Harini, that was
everybody.
such a great presentation. Thank you so much.
I hope the session was useful to everybody. Thank you so much for meeting with us
Thank you
today.
so much.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.